Gotta talk about T.I. and Tiny. Oh, look at T.I. and Tiny. Look at T.I. and Tiny. The lickation of it all. Y'all said get it, Storm. Storm your body is one of Corey's hips. No, I wasn't trying to be shady. I really wasn't. I wasn't trying to be shady. I was not. Now let's move right along and talk about T.I. and Tiny. Now T.I. and Tiny has literally been dragged through the mud for the past couple of days, and it all started from a lady on IG by the name of Sabrina Peterson, who used to actually be cool with T.I. and Tiny. She actually was their friend about 10 years ago, and she claiming that this is before Shekinah was even coming around, so she don't know why Shekinah is hopping to something that she don't know. So I don't know how Sabrina came up, but I do know when I dug into her past a little bit, she has had a lot of people call her a liar. All right. Other blogs have said that she's a liar and that she's a stalker and that she really wanted to be included in the mix with T.I. and Tiny, but she wasn't. And that's why she's really mad. This is just what the streets say. I got to give you both sides because I don't have a hand in the edgewise. I'm just here to laugh at it all, to be honest, because hell, I don't, you know, they can say what they want about me. That's why I don't get caught up in all them orgies and nasty shit. Why? Because people come back and make up lies on or tell the truth. Everybody in line. Just saying. Now, Sabrina talked about how back in the day when she was allegedly beating up one of T.I.'s assistants for treating Tiny like a slave, that T.I. pulled a gun out on her. And that story didn't even quite make sense to me because I'm trying to figure out, wait, he was letting somebody treat Tiny like a slave? Was this before him and Tiny were official? But no, him and Tiny have been together for years. So that doesn't make sense. And why would an assistant treat Tiny wrong? It just, that, I didn't quite understand that. But nonetheless, Sabrina was beating up one of T.I.'s employees allegedly, and T.I. pulled a gun on her. That's what Sabrina alleges. Now, Tiny then came out and showed a picture where T.I. was hugged up with two of Sabrina's kids and said, how are you going to say that a man that you said put a gun in your head was an uncle to your kids? So is he uncle or did he put a gun to your head? Maybe, well, I guess he could be both. Some of us got some relatives like that that will put a gun in your head, but still be auntie, uncle, grandma, grandpa. I don't know. So that part needs some explaining. I need details on dates, times, all that. That's just me. Especially after this last situation then blew over. Don't come forward unless you're going to tell it all. I don't want these half stories, these half truths. Save them. But we're gonna get our entertainment on. Because after Sabrina came out with her story of having a gun put on her, then 20 alleged victims came out. And they said that the stories vary from being drugged, waking up not knowing what happened, being coerced into taking ecstasy to get loosened up. Let's just read a couple stories real quick. So story number one. Story number one, all right? It says, thank you for giving me the strength to, oh shit, I'm gonna have to put this over me, y'all, because I gotta be able to read this. My monitor kind of far. I gotta get a new monitor. Anyway, thank you for giving me the strength. I was born in Jamaica and grew up in Brooklyn, East New York. In 2006, I was 23, blah, blah, blah. Bought a mansion in Atlanta. I was supposed to move with her, but I did not. In 2011, I was 28, decided it's time to move to Atlanta with my cousin. Just so happens that Tiny and T.I. lived a couple houses over back. Then I was known as blank working name. I was an escort stripper in 2013. So one thing we do know is that Tiny and T.I. loves the scrippers. I endorse these scrippers. I endorse these scrippers. They do. I met T.I. He invited me to a party with him and his wife. For payment, we sniffed that sugar, had a good time, and when me and T.I. seemed to be enjoying each other's company, Tiny got jealous, hit me, told me I was disrespecting her because T.I. was enjoying me too much. I mean, Tiny, why was you mad if he was enjoying that new vagina? Like, ain't no vagina like new vagina. Hell, Tupac told you that. You should have been surprised. I mean, look, I'm just saying, you know, T.I. he been around, so I'm sure you know what he doing. Was enjoying me too much. When I was defending myself against her, T.I. jumped in and punched my face. And then he choked me out. Dang, he choked out like Biggie choked out Lil' Kim. And when I threatened to tell, because I was young and stupid, I told too much of my business and it was used against me. I was told, if you tell, bitch, we know people. Now, don't that story kind of sound like Sabrina's story where she said she was fighting and then he got in it? Now, you know, I do got to give T.I. this. If this story is true, he might disrespect his wife by cheating on her. He may make her feel as if she's not good enough. He may have sex with upgraded versions of her. He may treat her like a dog at times. He may be the sole reason why Zanique will never get married. Because you wouldn't want to be married either if you watch your parent go through a horrible marriage. Just saying, right? You think them kids don't know? Oh, them kids know. Them kids have seen Tiny cry a lot of times. He'll do a lot of things, including licking your face in public. But damn, he ain't gonna let nobody whoop your ass in front of him. I give him that. I guess he cares somewhat. All right, so then let's move on to the next one, right? This is all alleged. T.I. says that these stories are fake, but we gonna read them and y'all tell me what you think. What's not even funny is I work for blank 911, probably Fulton County. Because of the confidentiality of this job, do not post this. So it's posted. Roughly 45 months ago, a lady called and said T.I. drugged and armed her, then dropped her off to a strip club in DeKalb. I believe she said. Not that I know it for myself to be true, but reading all these stories, I'm glad I didn't judge and just heard her out. I'm so sorry y'all had to experience this. Now, I can't tell you who, but a certain someone hopped in my DM too and said that they were privy to the orgies. And somebody spilling tea about the orgies. But I can't give you too much detail because that person wants to be anonymous and they need to be kept anonymous, right? They just need to be. But just know that even I know the third-hand information at this point, that the orgy situation certainly happens. What we need to figure out is, are the orgies consensual or not? That's the part we need to know. And I mean, and if T.I.'s really got her smacking and choking escorts and prostitutes, that ain't cool either. Although a lot of them get off on choking and beating the prostitutes. A lot of men, especially in this industry, know if I beat my wife, I'm a public figure, I'm gonna lose everything and ruin my career. So they'll actually hire escorts just to use and abuse. They will. And that dog, like, I give you one thing. A lot of them like to do dog punching or monkey punching, as they call it, right? So it could be like a girl, she could be getting a train ran on her, or even just one dude doing it. But it's usually at least with two dudes, run the front, run the back. And then they go in and out and pop, 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 just light up her ribs. And they get off on that. And they'll pay her extra to be able to do that, but it's just what they like to do. All right, I done told y'all a lot on that. So let's actually listen to what Tip had to say about the whole situation. Actually, first we're going to listen to Shikana, then the Tip. So hold up.
Hey, so as y'all could probably guess or imagine, it's been extremely difficult for me to remain quiet in light of all the things that have transpired and all of the egregious allegations that's been tossed around about me and my wife. But it's a reason for that, and I don't mind sharing it. You see, if a person does not have any right to criminally or civilly have you in court, they have no right. The best thing they could do is get you for a defamation suit, drag you in court, make you pay their legal bills, but get you in court. Now, I mean, at this point, man, it's at the point where that don't even matter to me no more, okay? But that's the motive, that's the strategy, that's the intention. Say a whole bunch of false stuff about you that get people to believe and make them come out and say, they're a liar, they're a liar, they're a liar. And then they can say, see, they call me a liar. That's defamation. Then they drag you in court, get you under oath and all that. Because unfortunately right now, it doesn't matter as much what they can prove you did. It matters what you can prove you didn't. You know what I mean? And that's just an unfortunate place that our society has made it to. But I want to be clear about one thing. Women who have been victimized deserve to be heard. Women, black women in particular, should be supported, protected, defended, and uplifted. However, evil has no gender. People with evil intentions have no gender. A threat comes in all shapes and sizes. I would never treat a woman the same way I would treat a threat. All right? So I think that has to be distinguished. First and foremost, I want to say my wife is a beautiful person with an amazing spirit and a kind heart. She's a devoted mother, and she has a humble soul. She don't deserve it. She don't deserve it. Now, what we're not going to do is open up the door to my bedroom, as you shouldn't have to either. Open up the door to my bedroom for everybody to come in and chime in and make their opinions about what we do and don't do or should or shouldn't do. But I will say this. Whatever we ever have done has been done with consensual adults who into what we into and like what we like. If we want something, we know exactly where to go to get it. We ain't never forced nobody. We ain't never drugged nobody against their will. We ain't never held nobody against their will. We ain't never made nobody do anything. We ain't never trafficked anything. Well, sexually trafficked anything. I ain't never raped nobody. Never raped nobody. Also, I'm gonna tell you what's factual. There have been fake stories put up that blog sites anonymously sent to this person. Blog sites anonymously sent fake stories to this person, and the person posted it as though it was a victim, that they were sure that it was a victim and it has been victimized. And what this does is it dismantles the mechanism that women have created for themselves. You can't weaponize something with baseless claims. These are not stories of actual events. They're not. And I have proof of that. And that's why I said it. I have proof of that. I have proof of people who have gone on live with this person and they later said, man, I just wanted some clout. That's why I can't believe they actually posted that shit. I
was really trying to convey is that the threesomes are true. The orgies are true. But nobody was ever raped. Nobody was ever forced to do anything. And he said that he's not about to explain his sex life to y'all, except when you put yourself out there like that to y'all, this is exactly what happens. I don't have any sympathy for him because I remember last year how Deja felt when her sexuality was exposed. We should have never known that girl was a virgin. We should have never known that you take this girl to go to the gyno. Even the way he said he'd take her to the gyno, it sounded very weird. And let me make this very clear. I saw some people that when the whole Deja Harris situation happened, they were saying, well, he's her dad and he's in her life and you shouldn't judge that. That should be okay. It's okay for a father to be in his daughter's life, but at the same time, going to the gyno, going to the doctor is such a personable and can be a traumatic experience anyway. For any young person that's not used to people, you know, it is what it is. And so I didn't like how he made a joke of it. He claims it was a joke. It was somewhat embellishment. I didn't like how Deja was basically bullied into just taking it. I didn't like how he was strict with Deja, but then the boys was able to do whatever the hell they want to do. Smoke weed in the jacuzzi and walk around with a dog chain on his neck. It didn't look right. It just didn't look right. And Deja did say last year that one day she would tell her story and that what happened to her is not her fault. So with all this watchation going on, all the drugs and the alleged orgies, who was watching Deja? What was she referring to when she said in her youth, what happened to her was not her fault? That's what we need to know. Let me take y'all back in time a little bit. I found these photos now. This is from one of the alleged orgies that T.I. and Tiny did in the Bahamas back in the day. So that's them there on the boat. That's T.I. and Tiny, as you can see. You see the food plate over there. All right. And then these are a few of the girls that was on the same boat. Now, I can believe that these girls was a part of their orgies because they all got the same look. Mixed-ish, young, dumb. That girl right there looked like she lit. That girl looked like she lit and barely awake. But y'all ain't heard that from me. They look like upgraded versions of Tiny. That's literally what he goes for. That is his look. And so it's just a shame. And what's more sad is that the more that these allegations come out, who's really going to have to pay for it are the people that's attached to him. His daughter that shares his last name. The other daughter that's trying to get into TV and stuff. It's just his sons that are in music. Like, this shit can really be bad. It's like being R. Kelly's kid. Not saying he's there, but it's like being R. Kelly's kid. Like, nobody's ever going to look at you for you. You always are going to be R. Kelly's kid. Being related to Jussie Smollett. Oh, your brother did such and such. So, at the end of the day, is it possible that he did it? Yes. Do I believe that there's truth to these rumors? Yes. Is all of it true? Probably not. As we have learned, the truth is usually somewhere in the middle. But these are the details we need to know. Because I read all 20 of these alleged testimonies that T.I. is saying came from like a troll website. He's saying it's totally fake. And Sabrina just screenshotted it and put it up as if it was like from a real source. Number one, they were all given a drink. They all woke up and didn't know what happened. Ecstasy was involved with most of these allegations. And don't y'all remember when T.I. and Tiny actually got caught up with ecstasy? Some years back, they had a bunch of those pills. All right. And number four, one of the girls says she has an incurable STD that leads to outbreaks that makes her cry. We know what that is. That's the genital herpes. Y'all might be wondering, why is this coming out about T.I. now? Why now? Why now? You have to understand, in this industry, you have so many people around you that are always trying to take you down. And usually sex and drugs is the way to do it, right? And so like I was told from an A-lister, well, former A-lister, the way that they get everybody is having tea on everybody, right? So all the celebrity friends will kind of hang around each other, but they all hang in circles. And different circles have like different levels. And you can be in this circle, but until you reach a certain level, you can't really get into this circle. Kind of like Freemasonry. Like, you know, it's kind of like one circle is different from another, but you're not really privy to what everybody does, but you have a clue. But the way that you keep your tea on the low is that you spill tea on your friends. So you could be cheating on your wife, but if you know your other friend is cheating on his wife, you feed that to the blogs. A lot of the blogs are actually fed their info from the celebs themselves. They just usually want us to report what they want us to report. They get mad when they can't control it. That's the scoop. Yamaya's Gift is a brand that specializes in medicinal herbs and all natural supplements to help alleviate a lot of conditions that Americans suffer from, okay? Now, Yamaya's Gift got products to help you with that hypertension, to help speed up that weight loss, get rid of them fibroids, as well as help alleviate the symptoms of that diabetes. Oh yeah, that sugar is real bad. So now with Yamaya's Gift, you get a lot of gifts, but the best gift that anyone could ever give you is the ability to heal thyself from the inside out with products like elderberry syrup to help keep that immunity in check, because we all fighting Miss Rona. We all trying to windmill her ass up out of our lives. But one of my personal favorites, as a matter of fact, two of my personal favorite products with Yamaya's Gift is the all natural honey and the tea that's for men. And the reason why I like those products is because if you are somebody with a low sex drive, if you need a boost in the bedroom, and if you are ready to get Brian Pumpered, Lexington Steeled all night long, then just put some of that in your man's cup and you will be on your way to a happier, healthy marriage, all right? Now, place your orders today, whether you need your immunity taken care of, you're trying to lose some weight, you're trying to get rid of that sugar, the diabetes, or you're just trying to bust a nut, okay? Order her shit at www.yamayasgift.com.